I'm sure you've heard that Jesus wept. It's in John chapter 11, verse 35. Jesus wept. But do you know why he wept? I'm sure so many of us think it was because Lazarus died. But it was not because of that. Because he already knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. So he can't still be crying because he died. Because in John chapter 11, verse 4, he said, when Jesus heard that, he said, the sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God may be glorified through it. And in John chapter 11, verse 11, it says, these things he said, and after that he said to them, our friend Lazarus sleeps, but I go that I may wake him up. Then his disciples said, Lord, if he sleeps, he will get well. However, Jesus spoke of his death, but they thought that he was speaking about taking rest in sleep. Then Jesus said to them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and I'm glad for your sakes that I was not there, that you may believe. Nevertheless, let us go to him. So Jesus knew that he was going to raise Lazarus from death. There's no way he would be crying for someone he knew that he was going to raise from the dead. But why did Jesus cry? Let me tell you why. John chapter 11 from verse 32. Then when Mary came where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you've been here, my brother would not have died. Therefore, when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her weeping, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled. Yeah. So Jesus wept because he saw Mary and Martha and others crying. I can imagine the scenario. Martha was the first to meet him and said, Lord, if you've been here, my brother would not have died. And then Mary came again and she said, Lord, if you've been here, my brother would not have died. And she was saying that she was crying, she was weeping. And Jesus was troubled in the spirit. So Jesus started crying. Seeing them crying made him cry. Most times we talk about the love that God has for us, but we don't really understand it. That was why Jesus came, to show us how the Father is, to show us how God is. And in all his stay on earth, he showed so much compassion, so much love. But I don't know why we still find it hard. I don't know why we still find it hard to understand how deep God's love for us is. He feels what we feel. He feels our pain. He's troubled by our troubles. He cries when we cry. Jesus wept because he was touched by the weeping of the people he loved. When we understand how compassionate our God is, when we understand how he feels what we feel, and how he's moved by the things we go through, it will help us have more faith in him. It will help us to avoid being consumed by the issues of life. It will help us to trust God more and cast our cares upon him, knowing fully well that he loves us and he cares for us. He cares about us, and he will not just sit there and watch us suffer. All he wants is for us to learn obedience and to trust him with our worries, to have faith in him. Thank you for listening. God bless.